Hello, Riftbound Warriors. This is Brett with UK Versus, bringing you theories, news or more, win, lose or draw. And I'm here to talk about yesterday's Bologna and Vegas ticket drop. Now, this is a very interesting situation all around. Most people are not happy with how it was handled, but it's kind of humbling Riot and UVS games as to how popular this game's been. So, what exactly happened? Well, immediately people were trying to cheese the system. They were trying to get the they were trying to get the link early. Some people managed to get it through early. People were cheesing it at checkout. If people didn't check out within 30 minutes, if the tickets went to someone on the wait list, which person I think is a great thing. But people were essentially just not able to get a hold of tickets because we had a lot of people come in and buy up tickets. Now, I'm going to get into it a little bit more detail in a second, but do not buy resellers tickets. They don't work. Now, Riftbound OP on Twitter has already addressed a lot of these issues, and it's very cool to see quick, clear decisions and changes from Riot Organized Play, especially given how different it's been for my experience in universes. It's great to see this kind of uptick in clear, decisive decision making, which is a good community decision moving forward. So, in terms of the sold out tickets, the top 64 from Houston will be receiving badges, as well as they've opened up 150 more tickets that we split between premium and standard. We don't know the exact split yet, but they will become available in January, so keep an eye out for updates on that. If you were looking to use your summoner skirmish buy, they are looking at ways for you to properly implement that without having to kind of go through them. And if you're worried about the 22% VAT/tax on the Vegas event, that's already in the works to be rectified and for refunds to go out. That was a huge oversight in my opinion, but it's great to see that within a few hours Riot have already addressed that. Riftbound Organized Play has already addressed these issues and moving forward with making the situation the way it should have been. The big one we got was from Michael Sherman, who was basically just confirming that this is not the way it should have gone down, but they're looking at ways to improve everything that's going on. Everything they're doing for events, they're kind of being outpaced 5 times over, and they're looking to build bigger community events to match what the players are kind of putting in demand on them. It does, in my personal opinion, make sense to underestimate a new card game's appeal, especially for the first few events. Despite how big the Chinese events have been, I would much rather see a mid-sized venue overbooked than a large-sized venue underbooked, and having your first few events be filled with pictures and content from people in half-empty arenas. Whereas if you get mid-sized events or things like that, then you have the people basically banging down the doors to get in. It lets you know that you need to upscale in the future rather than having to downscale because you overestimated. That's my personal opinion. Let me know if you guys think you think any different, or Riot and US should have just said book the biggest ones we can because this is going to be huge. On the last side of this is directly from Riot Sherman, aka Michael Sherman, on X/Twitter. They don't know how big the problem is, but there's a countermeasure to stop reselling. If someone offers you their tournament badge, do not buy it, because if your name does not match the order, then you will be denied entry into the event. A person is able to buy multiple tickets and change the email, but they cannot change the name on the order, I believe, at this time. And this has already led to some people crashing out. There was someone on Twitter/X called TCG Wine trying to sell scalp tickets. They got 30 tickets overall for Vegas and Bologna. And they're trying to sell them for Vegas, looking at $600 to $2,000, and for Bologna, $500 to $1,800. And basically, the community doesn't want this. They were tagging Riot immediately. The person was starting to crash out. We had people on the Facebook groups basically saying, "Oh, I bought them to resell so I can get my kids Christmas presents." This is Pokemon level scalper stuff. I should say One Piece level scalper at this point. But then it's great to see the community not going for it. The community tagging Riot, tagging UVS, pushing back against scalpers, going, we just won't do it. And immediately seeing Riftbound organized play go, don't buy from them, they don't work. Immediately having these anti-scalper, anti-price hiking situations, steps in play to basically just go, you can buy multiple tickets, but unless you're showing up with multiple twins, you aren't gonna get the profit from it. We are not a profit making machine. We are not a scalping machine. And I absolutely love to see that, especially following from how big Houston was. It made sense that there was going to be some kind of bad actors rearing their head. It is a shame that we're not able to stop bots from buying them. It is a shame that we're not able to stop everything else that's going on. But do not buy from resellers. There are more tickets coming. Yes, it's not as many as a lot of people like, but I can imagine that a lot of these scalp tickets, now they know they're valueless, might end up getting refunded, and at least the person will try to refund them, and the people on the waiting list will get, and a lot of people on the waiting list will end up with a lot of tickets. So if you're not on the waiting list, go over and jump on that waiting list, because the scalper bubble for Riftbound is already popping, and I imagine there's going to be a massive crash out from this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Sorry about my voice. I've literally just woken up because a lot of this went down while I was asleep. But like I said at the beginning, for Theories, News and more, win, lose or draw, I'm Brett with UK Versus, and I will see you all at next night. Bye.